Okay, so I want to take you through vibe coding using Lovable. And I've designed this production website actually that will run a conference. So here, this is a conference we're going to run at MIT on AI and design. And we've got a number of capabilities here that are quite sophisticated. People are going to register, they're going to be able to pay. And then I've got an admin section where I'm going to take payments. So for example, I need to log into this, and I've already did that. But then I need to be able to see who's registered, etc. And we can see here, who's paid, that they're confirmed, they've paid, somebody's pending. Okay, so it's pretty sophisticated. Let's take a look at the way in which it was produced. So this was my first prompt, and this was given at the morning actually of August 29th. And I'd already developed a website before by hand that had taken me a couple of weeks. So I kind of knew exactly what to prompt it, what I wanted in the website. And in no time at all, it produced a pretty beautiful site. So this is saying what it had built, and it had registration capabilities, etc. And for backend functionality, so we need to have permanent storage. So if, for example, we're going to host this in a container running up in the cloud, and maybe that container fails and reboots, we need the data to be permanent. And we're going to use SQL Supabase to do that. And it goes through, and we'll see here by about 10 o'clock, we've got a decent website. So within an hour of starting, we've got something that looks really good. It's got user accounts, logins, store real data, these advanced features, edge functions we're going to come back to. These are to do with Supabase. So then I'm asking it questions about deployment, etc. And it's got some critical security vulnerabilities. Lovable keeps checking the website for security vulnerabilities, and if you let it, it'll try and fix them. And probably you want to do that. I've got a online transaction processing setting here, and security review, critical issues found. It's going to try and fix those. These were with tables, allowing public read access. Okay, and it goes and fixes those. So it's got a security fix plan. It's doing a good job. We'll see what time. Okay, now we're up to midday, August 29th. So we spent the morning now on this, and I'm carrying on. Again, critical, it's still this OTP problem, and it'll fix it. So now I'm saying, okay, change the number of attendees to from 300 to 100. It does that. It can do that very quickly. So, and then I change the venue to MIT Cambridge. It's giving some details, and I'm putting in the people that are involved in this, and the website's coming along nicely. So change the conference address. I'm putting in specific details. Now I'm changing registration fees. So all of these things are just editing. There's probably 20 or 30 web pages here that are being edited, and these are pretty minimal edits that I'm making here. Now I'm saying I want an admin page, that I forgot to get the admin page, and it requires a secret code. So I'll create the admin page. It's doing it here. And now I'm just messing around with changing the images. Let's have a look. So now we're up to 4:35 on August 29th. We're into late afternoon, and I'm doing the splash page and generating. Some of this is just going and getting images from ChatGPT, etc. for splash page. Okay, now I get to an issue. I want to see where I set this security key. So we're going to have a hidden security key that to get to admin, I'm going to have to put in the right code. And it mustn't display that on the client side, so it's going to have to be doing this in the back end in Supabase, which it does. And we can set the admin key here, and it's been created in Supabase. So that's where we're going to have an edge function that when we input this code, it's going to compare it with the code in this admin security key. But now I run into some issues that the key that I'm putting in doesn't match this admin security key for some reason. So, okay, it's telling me more about it. Let's go on. Now I'm getting an error message. I'm getting this 247 authentication error, and it's in this edge function. Okay, so then it's saying it sees the issue, the edge function returning final super server configuration error. It can't find this key. So we're having problems now entering the key in Supabase. So I'm asking it to fix this error. Again, this error is still reoccurring. So now we're into August 30th. So you see I've got up pretty early. It's 6 in the morning and I'm coding. It's okay. You know, you do that when you're coding. So here I am now in the morning, and now it says it sees the issue. It's an edge function problem here. So what this edge function is doing is we usually don't have the actual codes stored, these secrets. We'll take a hash of them. So when I input my code, it'll take a hash and it'll compare it with the hash that it's already got from this admin secret key. So there's some hashing function. Now again, I'm looking at the messages in the console. So when we're running this, we can take a look at whether there's security problems. Let me just bring up. We're looking here at a Chrome web page. So I'm going to go to the Chrome DevTools. And so for example, here we're seeing that we've got 1083 errors. So there's something really nasty going on. Let me get out of this, but this gives you an idea of what we're talking about when we're seeing the logs and trying to track down what's going on. Here, there's 2000 messages, and we have things like this, which are chunks of code that have been automatically generated, which you really can't debug very easily at all. Okay, so that was the problem. Let's go and see how long it takes to resolve it. So here I am still updating the key, etc. Again, please check this error. I'm beginning to panic now a little that I'm spending a lot of time. Here we are. It's still early in the morning, but I'm beginning to spend time on this issue. And let's have a look. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. I believe I got it fixed. I try first to do away with this security check altogether. It's just so I can debug these tables that I'm generating. But eventually I know I've got to put it back in. So we carry on. I'm going to scroll down here that you get the idea that these security issues can go on for some time. So let's have a look at a timestamp here that we can see what's going on. So now I'm at 11 o'clock in the morning. And it's going to take most of the day. Let's see, we'll scroll down and let's look at a timestamp here. We're near the end when everything's working. Okay, so this was midday, August 31st. So we've gone from 29, August 30 and 31st. So this has taken a good 2 days, 2 and a bit days, mainly on these back-end issues of security. But it'll give you an idea of where you're going to spend your time vibe coding. You're going to, at some stage, you're going to go into code mode and start looking at the code. You'd like to avoid this, but here's all the code that we've generated. Very impressive, actually. But you don't want to be looking at this. This is where we'd like to spend our time. It is very impressive, and like I say, you're going to spend most of your time and most of your tokens, so this is what you're going to be charged by Lovable, on debugging. So my takeaways from this are that you're going to get a long way fast with developing the pages. What's going to slow you down is the back end and security. I ended up with probably about 100 prompts. I burned up half of my allocation. I have 100 tokens allocated for a month, and I burned up half of those in a couple of days. So there is no magic to building websites. They're extremely complicated. As I say, Lovable does an amazing job at layout. I'm very happy with what it produced. So good luck with vibe coding, and hope to see you online soon. Bye for now.